Hey guys, this is OV Transport Guy coming to you again for another episode. So check this out. One of the biggest things that we need to do as drivers, entrepreneurs, in this case driving, and presentation is very important. I'm at a car wash. Check this out. Yeah, I know it's a little cloudy and my window's jacked up pretty bad. Okay, so yeah, sorry about the fuzzy window, but I just entered a car wash. But the interesting thing is presentation is important. Now, one thing that I would advise for anybody that's driving, as far as a business, keep your cars clean. Not just on the outside, but on the inside as well. Appearance is everything, regardless of what they say. Well, I don't feel like doing it. I've been driving all day. Yeah, but it could hurt you on how people perceive you. They see a dirty car, whether it's on the outside, especially inside. There's a lot that's going to be said regarding that, So invest into a car wash. What does that look like? Basically, at the end of the day, it can be any one of them. They charge usually, I don't know, maybe $17 up to about $35 a month. They do it within the area that you live at, you know what I'm saying? And these things are very sophisticated now to where, heck, they stay open as long as you're about done from your day and stuff like that. So keep your car really clean. I'm not saying it's got to be perfect, but we're talking about presentation. And like so, for people that are may not be doing, driving, presentation on how you look, how you present yourself. They say, appearances last a lifetime. And that's very true. That doesn't mean appearance is always good, but what people think about you is what they see out of their eyes, because your eyes, make determinations and judgments and perceived notions and all that stuff. So it's very important that what you look like, how you smell, your hygiene, you know what I'm saying? Not saying you gotta have name brand clothes on, but there ought to be an order of appearance. I think that's very important that you represent what you're doing. So in my case, again, I'm a driver, but I want to make sure when they step into this car, or any vehicle for that matter that I'm using, besides the upgrade and scales, hey man, this vehicle is looking nice, you know what I'm saying? And then of course too, again, keep your stuff looking right. And for crying out loud, guys, one of the biggest things that I say, besides having a clean car and keeping the inside clean, have you some stuff on you to wipe your stuff down. Have you some stuff to smell good. You may have somebody that come in here that may be a little funky. It happens, right? So, those things just to consider. And then there's also just to make sure you wipe stuff down so nobody doesn't get sick. Make sure there's not any odor and stuff like that. And it's a good way to stretch your legs too. Not only, sorry, Bunny is right. Not only are you cleaning your car, making it look good, representing, but also making sure, it helps to have, just be sanitation awareness. That's really important. Anybody that's, for example, went through COVID, which all of us have, you kind of know what that looks like. Just have that stuff on standby, and I'll get a little bit more into that, but again, just have you the basic stuff, where it's window cleaner, whether it's, some type of deodorizer, some type of Lysol spray, some wipes, stuff like that. These are a good rule of thumb to have. And likewise to those that's not driving, doing other business, appearance is everything. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you don't leave that house looking and feeling funky, and make sure you're representing at all times, because again, appearance goes a long way. Well, I don't need that. Well, you must not really want to progress in your business either. And look, we live in a society where first impressions last a lifetime. So you got to be sure you're looking right. So that's all I got to say today. This is just a short little clip. Actually coming through the car wash here. I actually use Drew's here. So they're actually pretty good. They have them everywhere. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, I mean, people know to do this stuff, but sometimes I think it helps. Just as an example. So anyway, guys, I will talk to you later. Bye for now. Peace.